Good morning. Still in Madrid. Really, really happy where we're staying and that we're getting to stay here a few days. It's just lovely. I'm so in love with our apartment and the neighborhood. And I wanted to talk about yesterday's wedding. Oh, by the way, this is me, no makeup, just like, um, and so yesterday's wedding, I really, really needed it. Wedding number 24. And so if somebody wonders why we're doing this, sometimes people think it's a gimmick. Uh, and I think I've alluded to this has been like a rough trip. And Devin and I were really snappy at each other for a couple of weeks. And I had a lot of moments of thinking this was a mistake and Devin will never want to travel with me again. And we discussed going home early, like within the first week of just getting on a plane and going home. And I thought about that quite a bit. I checked airfares and stuff like that. We had fights and I was feeling really, really hurt and kind of unloved and unsafe. And Devin was feeling criticized and picked upon, and I was feeling criticized and picked upon. And it was just, his feet were hurting. I was really tired and feeling very kind of raw and vulnerable. And what was so beautiful about yesterday's wedding was like, this is why we do it. I felt really loved. I felt like we are okay. He's not going anywhere. He really does love me. Devin went to his spiritual meeting in the morning yesterday. He found one in Madrid. And this is like part of, I think, why it was challenging is like he is very, very deeply committed to his spiritual path. And he goes to maybe 3 or 4 meetings a week at home and hadn't been to any while we were traveling. And I think he wasn't getting what he needed, the support he needed without that. And so I think just taking the action helped him be himself again. And the wedding too, like Elizabeth Madera, we had never met before. She had, I think, been on my mailing list and she had done my Rich Witch Challenge and was on our coaching call with Devin and me when I did the group coaching call like a year ago. And she's actually taking the steps that we talked about a year ago, which is going to be so life-changing for her, like bigger than she knows. And we got to meet her yesterday and she got to show us her hometown of Madrid. Well, actually Paris is her hometown, but she's been living in Madrid for a long time. So now it's her hometown. And we had very, very Spanish hot chocolate. And we got to go to an Egyptian museum that's 3 blocks from where we're staying. But what was really beautiful was the thought and care she put into our wedding. Like, we really don't ask for any preparation. But she did. And she said such lovely things when she was thinking about love. Devin asked her to think about love. And she said such really beautiful things. And then I felt very connected to what Devin said to me for his vows. And I said what I, wanted to say to him in the context of like where we are right now. Because every time it's different. Like now I'm coming to it with, wow, we've been through a really rough couple of weeks and you still love me and you're still here. Thank you, And this is what I love about you. And then after, this is the funny thing, is right as we're setting up the camera to do our wedding ceremony, a bunch of kids show up and we're like, oh no, they're gonna be noisy. And then they wanted to take our picture. So Elizabeth made a deal with them that they could take our picture if they could be quiet for 5 minutes for our wedding. And then when it was over, they said they all wanted to propose to me, which was weird and super duper sweet and funny. So we took a picture of that. People love love. Put on a white dress and stick on a veil, and like, there's something magical to that. And then afterwards, we went to a Spanish cafe and had that very traditional hot chocolate, which is really wonderful. And I think I'm going to try making it at home. It's much less sweet than American hot chocolate, but it's hot and it's creamy and it's really satisfying. And it's Spanish, which is like the point. And Devin and Elizabeth were talking about love. She wanted to have some tips for bringing in her life partner. And he started sharing his magic formula that he shares with his clients that he used to bring me into his life. By the way, if you want those tips, just type below #nugget and I'm interested. Something like that. #nugget helps me find it. Nugget, just, I don't know, it's a random word. #nugget, and then anything afterwards. If it just says nugget, like send me the info, I'm interested, tips, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you just go #nugget, Devin and I will find a way to like send to you what Devin was discussing with Elizabeth last night, because it's good stuff. And Highland, thank you. So, yeah, wedding 24, really, I needed it. Like, that's really what it comes down to. I needed it. And, yay, honeymoon again. And today is Prado Day, El Prado, going to the Prado Museum. Everything is really weird without a phone. Like, I can't, what's the point of ordering online tickets if you don't have a phone to show the receipt? Devin doesn't get email on his phone, and my phone is stolen. And it really, wow, lets me see how much value I put in my phone. Can't wait to get one again. So retro, like not having one. So that's really finally it for me in Madrid. Is going to the Prado is like visiting with my dead grandmother spiritually, because she was a great artist and her favorite painting is at this museum. So I have to see this painting to connect with, well, it's not the only way to connect with grandma, but I think it would, it would make her so happy. And then I can go home and tell grandpa about it, because every time he talks about it, he starts to cry. So it's definitely something I have to do. One more wedding to go in Portugal, still working that out. And then I guess today's like number 18, and we go home in 12 days. So to you all. And again, if you want Devin's magical formula for, bringing in your true love, your twin flame, whatever you want to call it. Twin flame is actually a Jewish Kabbalistic idea that, Devin's been studying Jewish Kabbalah and teaching it for decades. So if you want his magic formula, just #nugget and whatever you want to say after that. And so we will get it to you. And it's like 1 a.m. at home and all these people are logged in. How wonderful. So bye for now. Maybe I'll check in later when at a more reasonable hour for my West Coast friends. Bye.